Hey, what's going on? It's Sarah Hall here, the Wealthy Optimist. I have had so many people ask me, why am I going to Cambodia? Why am I going on a humanitarian mission? Why? And I want to answer those questions by explaining what is happening in this country. I'm going to go over some things and some topics that are very hard to hear. If you're sensitive at all to hearing about things like human trafficking, maybe don't watch the video. I'm not going to be showing anything. It's just me talking, but I just want to warn you that some of these topics are really sensitive. But I think that if you're not sensitive, there are things that you need to hear. So I think you should definitely keep watching. So just starting off, I am standing here right now in front of a slum. And you know, the very sobering reality of it is that we were driving to Phnom Penh, and when we were around near Battambang, we actually got a message from one of our partners, Kevin, who's working in Udon village, and he was asking us to pray for this girl who was an 8-year-old girl, and she was raped by a family member, her stepfather, in the village just 2 days ago. And we're here in Phnom Penh for 2 more days. We've been here for 2 days already, and we're heading to Udon village. And just even thinking about those kinds of atrocities happening, it's something that is not uncommon. It's something that happens here all the time. And whether it's their stepfathers, their uncles, their brothers, grandparents, the reality of it is that women here are so vulnerable and so mistreated, and the boys too. It just breaks my heart to see that kind of abuse, and it scares me that people can be so evil. And now, thank God the girl is safe. She's in a safe home. The mother, she just makes me so mad. She said that the girl would be, that she would let the girl go to another home. And then in the next day, when she was supposed to sign all the paperwork to release the daughter to a safe new home, like almost like foster care we would call it, but it's a little bit different here, the mother took off in the middle of the night and just left. So she's just gone. And so the girl woke up by herself and with her siblings around, and they tried to get her to a safe house, but now they have to get the government involved and they have to get some paperwork done, but it's all gonna work out for her. But it just blows my mind that on top of this girl, this poor beautiful child going through this traumatic, horrific, awful thing, that now the mother just abandoned her on top of that. It just is sick. People don't realize, or they realize but they don't want to hear it, about the stuff that's going on in the world. People come to Asia and they're like, I'm gonna party and everything's so cheap and I'm gonna have so much fun and all this stuff, and they don't understand that there's so much more going on here than their partying and their drinking and their I just can't even explain. The women we were working with, so it's called Chub Dai, where we were the other day, is a human trafficking network. So they help, not network, but they relief network. So they help women who have been trafficked, and last year they helped 924 women in either a rape case or human trafficking case, and the rapes on average a month were about 7, and the human trafficking cases per month were anywhere between 11 and 47 a month. Like, blew my mind. On top of that, that's just one small organization that's helping these women to find refuge and to stop, and to work with the government to stop them from being able to get, like, work with customs to stop them from being able to get on the planes that are taking them to China. So how it works is there are people here who are called brokers, and the brokers, majority, like 100% basically, are women. And the brokers are the people that get the families to agree to sell their young daughter, as young as like 13 years old, the younger the better, to men in China, promising them riches, your daughter's gonna be rich, they're gonna live a wonderful life, they're gonna be able to support your family from there. And they, these brokers are all women, and they get the families to agree to sell them, and sometimes it's as little as like $1,000 they're selling their daughter for. And then the brokers have a network, and they bring the sold daughters, sold children, sometimes it's men as well, sold children to the border. So they go through Vietnam and then they go into China. And before, they used to pay for airfare and stuff like that and get them over by going on airplanes, and now they just actually have routes that they take to drive them to get them through, and then go through the forest to sneak into China, or go over the border to China. And so what this organization is doing is it's trying to work really hard. You'll have to pardon the noise, there's like, it's really loud here, but I had to talk about this right now, I couldn't wait. So what they do is they have networks where they drive them to the border, and then once they're in China, they don't speak the language. They're trapped in the house of the man that they're told to marry. Chinese law is different in every community for marriage, and it's very simple. It's one piece of paper. They just have to go to like a courthouse and both sign, and that's it. They're married. So it's very simple to be forced into marriage. And once the brokers get the women from their families for about $1,000, they sell them to men in China for anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000. And the younger you are, if you're a virgin, you're more expensive. It's sick. It's just crazy. It just, you know, I've seen movies and heard stories and heard on the news, but like, I just never knew. And the amount of men in China that are looking to buy women as wives are roughly 34 million. 34 million. This is a problem that's never going to go away. The reason that these men in China are looking to buy wives is because in Chinese culture, if you're a well-to-do, like affluent Chinese woman, you would not marry somebody who's poor. You would marry somebody who's wealthy, maybe they're a doctor or a dentist or a lawyer, or they're going to be somebody, right? They're in university, they're not poor, they come from a good family. And so Chinese women marry those types of Chinese men. And the men who are poor and living in poverty and not affluent, they struggle to find wives. And so what they'll do is they'll save up for maybe, you know, 10 years, 5 years to be able to afford to buy a wife from Cambodia who's just a child. And once these women actually get over there into their house, they're completely trapped, they're stranded, they don't have any access to money, they don't have any communication, they're stuck inside the house most of the time, and they are constantly sexually assaulted and raped, not only by their husband, but also by their husband's friends, family, brothers, any men in the house. It's absolutely disgusting. And if for some reason the wife isn't up to par or not good enough or reacts or acts badly, they will sell them back to the broker and get a new next wife. It's just, I just cannot even, like, breaks my heart. So these people at Chap Dai are doing so much good work to inform the communities about these people, these brokers. So what they do is they actually go into the communities, they have learning sessions. I can't get away from that noise, I'm really sorry. They have learning sessions that okay, I think it's a little better on this side. They have learning sessions where they inform communities about not to trust these brokers, because the brokers are just telling them lies. None of that's ever going to come true. And they explain this like this. In China, women in their culture aren't allowed to have money. So being told that your Cambodian daughter is going to become very wealthy, she's going to be able to send money back to the house, are all lies. because in the Chinese culture, women aren't allowed to hold any money. So it's impossible for that to ever come to fruition. And they're not even able to, you know, explain who a broker is, because at these community meetings, the brokers in the community sit alongside the regular people. And you have no idea who it is. It could be anybody. It could even be your own parent who ends up becoming a broker because they need to make more money to feed your other 5 brothers and sisters, or just to provide for themselves because they only care about themselves. There's a lot of also corruption. There's a lot of bad stuff that I'm not going to get into, but you can do some research online. It's bad. I heard that there are some police wives who even become brokers. It's crazy. I have a strong heart right now for these women who are going through these travesties, and for these partners that I'm meeting that are church partners with, that are informing the community about these kinds of atrocities that are going on, and they're actually working hard to help create some kind of sustainable change, and it's not easy. And so if you would like to support any of these groups that I've talked about, Chub Dye, Precious Women, Dove International, or the Alongsiders, which I'm going to post a few videos about. Alongsiders walk with young people. It's young people walking with young people, kind of like Big Brothers and Sisters that we have in Canada, but it's a Cambodian version of it. And if you'd like to support any of those, they're not so much charities as like grassroots forces for change. I will link in the description box below this video their websites. These are all incredible people where all of the money is going to helping these communities, and it's not like some other charitable things where 80% of the money is going towards funding the organization and 20% is going to feed the hungry. This is 100% of this money is going to the people who are working on the ground here, and the communities who need the help. And these people that are on the ground here, the missionaries that are here, living here, are living here in these slums. They are living here in sharing rooms with the people that they're working with. They're not living in hotels and living it up and buying fancy cars and having these big, you know, amounts of money to squander on stuff. They're literally living here with the people, for the people, helping the people, working with the people as brothers and sisters. So they would definitely appreciate your help, and I will link that in the description box below. And I want to just thank you so much for watching this video. I know this is a lot of really hard stuff to hear, and it's a lot of hard stuff for me to talk about. I try to have very positive videos and positive vibes and energy on my channel, as my book is called Positive Power, but you cannot live a positive life if you are not open to hearing about what is going on in the world, and if you're not openly and actively looking to help in some kind of way, your life may never be fulfilled. So I just hope that this message touches you, and thank you so much for watching. Please share this video, because I want other people to become aware of what's going on here in Cambodia, and I want people's eyes to be open so that they can see help for the future. So thank you.